3 powerful ways to develop your communication skills with NLP. Human interaction is complex at the best of times, and all too often we misunderstand or feel misunderstood, which is certainly not good communication and not advanced NLP communication. Now, there are several reasons for this. Reason number 1 is usually also the biggest reason, and that is we get emotionally triggered. Now, this can be positively emotionally triggered as well as negatively emotionally triggered, but generally speaking it tends to be negative. We then skew the meaning of the communication to best fit the emotion that's been triggered. And it's at this stage that all logic and reality simply gets tossed out of the window and we pre-decide what the other person means. Reason number 2 is we communicate only in our own preferred style of communication. And we have little or no awareness of how the other person prefers to process information. We end up either being far too detailed or far too vague for them to really understand. Or we simply use words that they do not engage with, connect with, and that don't resonate with them. And reason number 3 is we simply assume they have understood. We expect them to have understood because we think we have been so clear. Now, this is day-to-day communication. This is what people do. Whether they're communicating about the weather or it's discussing important issues. And this is why at times human relations get so strained and so tense. We teach people to do it differently. We teach people to be effective. And we do it with our NLP training. Especially when we teach the linguistic part of neuro-linguistic programming. And this is either at the foundational practitioner level or at the more advanced master practitioner level. So here are the 3 things that will make a massive difference in your communication skills. Learn to control your state. Learn to be far more sensory aware. And for me, the really exciting part, the bit that will help you to be incredibly influential, learn to control the level of ambiguity to specificity in your language. Now, what on earth does that all mean? You may be asking yourself. These are just some of the advanced behavioural skills that we teach in all of our NLP trainings. Skill 1, controlling your state. How many times in the past have you said something or done something that you have later regretted? How many times in the past have you made a choice that limited you? And that choice now seems hard to work out why you left yourself with only that one option. This is because you allowed yourself and your behaviour to be dictated to by your emotional state. And now with hindsight, you look back and it's never as bad as it seemed at the time. Staying in the optimum positive state, a powerful, confident, in control state, will always serve you better. Skill 2, sensory awareness. What's real and what's not? Human beings are notoriously bad at creating something out of nothing. Literally making the proverbial mountain out of a molehill. And we do that by skewing reality. We see only what we choose to see. Everything else, literally everything else, becomes invisible to us in the moment. And usually the reality that we have created exists only in our own imaginations. We mind read, and we use grandiose universals to validate and justify how we feel. So what you want to do is simply stop and step back from the situation. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have to support what I believe to be true? And finally, skill 3, the best skill I believe by far, being able to control your language, the words that you choose to use. Now, I know this sounds simplistic, but all words have meaning. But each word can have a different meaning to me than it will do for you. Our words literally do create pictures in the listener's mind. They're internal representation of reality. And those pictures can be rich in positive meaning and understanding, which will obviously create a good feeling. or they can just as easily be poorly chosen, which will create subliminal negative associations. This, of course, will create a bad feeling. NLP teaches 3 powerful language techniques. One is all about the rules to distinguish between illusion and reality. One is all about detail and specificity. And the last, which is my personal favourite, is all about being artfully vague, allowing yourself being able to gain unconscious agreement and to guide the listener to a new positive perspective.